President Biden is set for a primetime address tonight where he will discuss Israel's war on Hamas and Ukraine as well, their war with Russia. Comes after his meeting with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel yesterday, where the president vowed to stand with Israel and fight for freedom.
For those who are grieving, a child, a parent, a spouse, a sibling, a friend, I know you feel like there's that black hole in the middle of your chest, staring at that empty chair, sitting Shiva. The first Sabbath without them, the scent when you open the closet door, the morning coffee you shared together, the bend of his smile, the perfect pitch of her laugh, the giggle of your little boy, the baby. I'm here to tell you, the terrorist will not win. Freedom will win.
But after that strong moment that the president had of empathy, highlighting the plight of the Israelis, reporters caught up with him. It was a gaggle on Air Force One. It came after a 7-hour visit. In this case, there was no teleprompter, and he appeared visibly tired and confused.
I spent an hour and a half about with 17 or 18 before some of them, and I don't know how to say this.
You know, Dagan, there's no reason, there's no, I guess, lack of understanding as to why people question him on the world stage. Because I loved some of the things he had to say on the teleprompter, but he got off and he could barely answer a question.
Well, when he was in Israel, he told the same Golda Meir story twice. The first time he got the dates wrong and said that it was during the Six-Day War when he wasn't a senator and she was not the prime minister. And finally he got it right and said it was during the Yom Kippur War. But the first time he told it, I was watching it and said, well, it's impossible. That being said, at this point, Joe Biden just needs to actually walk his talk. And he's under greater pressure from a bipartisan group of congressmen about stopping any and all oil sales by Iran. This is not difficult. Iran has taken in more than $100 billion through oil sales since Joe Biden took office because they refuse to enforce sanctions. They have been doing nothing but trying to get Iran back into the nuclear deal and have directly funded terrorism, period. There is blood on this administration's hands, and why they won't stop this is beyond comprehension, given what we've seen with Hamas murdering all of these Jewish families. It needs to stop. We should hear about it tonight, if we will. Who knows?
And Kara, that's what's been missing. There has been no message of strength to Iran. Yesterday in his remarks, no message to those holding hostages. Do not harm an American hostage or else. We need that tonight.
Yeah, we absolutely do. And we look weak because we are weak under this president. And we're not just grappling with Hamas via our friend Israel. I think what was particularly impactful with Miri, the guest that you spoke to earlier, she said the U.S. is next. I don't think that's hyperbolic. When you look at Iran, especially how they respond to Israeli operations, they look at the United States. Couple that with rhetoric from Iranian leadership who blames the U.S. for Israeli operations and what Israel does. That is problematic for us. We need to be looking to the cyber world, I believe, because of history. What history is telling us with Stuxnet, with this new Iranian state actor, Mint Sandstorm, it is coming to our shores. They've been probing our critical infrastructure for a long time. We need to be on guard. We need a holistic approach to Iran. Joe Biden needs to offer that tonight. He does.
He has to. And Charles, there's a real fear that his support for Israel will come in word, but perhaps not in action. We know he'll ask for $100 billion tonight, $60 billion for Ukraine, remaining $40 billion for the southern border, Taiwan and Israel. But Axios had a report on what was said in the meeting with Netanyahu between the two parties. And a line stood out to me that one of Israel's biggest concerns is maintaining international support, particularly from the United States. So they kept bringing up, we need your support, we need your support. That comes as 100 retired U.S. generals sign a letter calling on Biden and Congress to support Israel. So it seems to me there's a little fear that this support and resolve could shrink.
Oh, absolutely, and it's well founded. There should be real worry about it. Look how long it took to even have any emotions out of this White House when this happened. We didn't hear anything that Saturday, that Sunday. And everything they do is based on public relations. So they're always putting a finger in the air. They're always checking out polls. They're always checking pulses. There's nothing organic. You don't feel the love, right? And now it's sort of like don't let an opportunity go to waste. We've got a chance to really push through this Ukrainian aid that was starting to fade. It just does not feel sincere, and we know that. So we'll see what happens. To David's point, he'll be good on the teleprompter, maybe, but we can see his heart. We can feel that he's not in this the way he should be as an American president.
And you have to worry, Emily, what happens when the stories go away? I mean, we're hearing every day the stories of children. We're seeing their faces. It's why I want to say their names, Kafir, Raz, Aviv, because we can't let these stories go away, because the stories haven't even gone away, and yet you have the media jumping on the Hamas talking points.
Noya.
Noya.
We will not stop saying them, and we will not stop coverage. I agree with everything said here. I think you're all being very generous. However, I found his speech lacking because the equivocation of a loss of a loved one does not resonate with those that have seen their 12-year-old daughters raped and set on fire. The manner of butchery and the manner of death and attack and attempted eradication that Israel has just gone through has no place in Biden's memory of who he has lost, in my opinion. It was absolutely lacking that strength. And to your point, he actually didn't need to go to Israel. I wish that on Saturday he had simply walked out of the White House on the lawn and said, I will not stand for this. I stand with Israel. You will have every support on our side. We are coming to you and for you in every way that you need. He was quiet for 3 days, and then we get his rambling speech. I don't think that we will ever get what we need from this president, because it is his administration's policies that set the scene and emboldened and appeased Iran and set the stage for this in the first place, being furthered by his appointment for finally an ambassador to Israel, by the way, Jack Lew, a win for Iran.
Yeah, notwithstanding the continued admonitions to Israel that have been subtle but out there, when Israel doesn't need reminding of the rule of law, they abide by it.
Yeah. Hey, everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.